Alright, good morning everyone. As you can hear, Satisfactory is already up and running. Or, you should be able to hear it. Get a quick audio check out of the way. Everyone. As you can hear, everything should be working. This is glorious. Okay, so last week I believe I said today that we'd be working on some Subnautica or some Witcher. I forget which. But clearly that didn't happen. And reason for that is because I have been on a roll lately. Last week I sent in the final payment for my car. So that's a splendid achievement in itself. That payment finally went through yesterday. And then I was going to say earlier today, but time is weird when you work night shift, so it was like late last night. In Elite Dangerous, I finally got to my first destination, which is the starting point of what I have dubbed the Daedalus Archive, named after my first exploration ship that I took on my way to Colonia. I don't know what happened to Satisfactory. Hopefully it didn't stop working. Nope, just taking a moment. So as I was saying, Daedalus Archive, named after my first exploration ship. It's a list of almost 1,000 systems that I have to go back to and explore. But I finally got to the start of that. So I am making progress in that. And I also did some off-stream stuff. I need 60 cable. And I clearly added a little addendum. I'm not going to actually make it refineries. I'm just going to do this, and this should be plenty to get things up and running. And this way it's just a lot more easily modifiable. And then over here I've got some water pipes going. You got one down there. You got one up here. I'm not sure exactly, like, if this is supposed to be... Because I made more water than strictly necessary. And it's at the point now where I am not sure where it would have had to go. Because, I mean, the water... For whatever reason, I thought I needed 2 more 600 lines. And I built those. And yeah, I'm just not sure where all the stuff is supposed to be going. Also, I didn't actually finish hooking up some of this. That should be attached to there, and then that hooks up. So yeah, I've still got one 600 line that I'm not using. Let me just slip down here. This is iron ingots in. More iron ingots. I'm trying to just make sure everything's hooked up that should be. I didn't actually have time to bring over. Didn't have time to bring over raw resources. So that's a bit of a bummer. Part of it could be. Part of it... Oh, Oh, these are outputs. Yeah, that's still... That's 500 water. Into there, which goes through there, back out to here, under, around, over, through, this way, that way. That only goes that. That can't be hooked up to the same line. This line, that way, this. Oh no, that's just extra. Okay, so where does this go? I'm going to adjust that valve so it only lets like 30 water through. Which should be enough to help it out. Okay, so those are the inputs for copper ingots. That's an input for petroleum coke. I haven't brought the oil over yet. These are inputs for iron. And these are all going to be iron, I think. Yes. Copy. If we can get the nuclear power plant up and running today, that'd be great. But I'm not sure we're going to have enough time for that. Okay, so that is far enough. $130, $260, $390, $520, $650, That should be 780. So that's 260. $520. $650. That's $780. And 780 is the max we can carry, so I'm probably not going to pull it over the tops of these, but just in case. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's what, 22, 24. $360, so not even half of that belt. This is going to be... Oh, that's a long fall. That's a fall. Four. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. $360 plus 90 is $750. So I can power all of this on one belt. And we're still going to have 30 left over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a divider or a splitter right at the end of where these three are, and just have one fork of each splitter going to the different things. Uh-oh. I'm kind of expecting a bunch of games to be updating, so the game lagging a little bit does not surprise me. So those are going to go there. I want my divider to be about there. Easiest solution. Yeah, that can still be on the top layer, and this will be where it is. I just need to figure out. I mean, I could have... Yeah, I could have the forward-leaning line just cut straight off that way. Then I would need to do something to weave it back. Figuring stuff out is hard. That even tried to do? Not really. Five. That's even worse. Connect correctly. That's gonna be a really close shave. Sometimes you gotta do some unusual things. dislike this so much. Fixed it. Another thing I didn't do, I didn't actually go through and make sure everything was configured. Probably should have. Again, I hadn't really been anticipating on doing this today, so this was a bit of a last-minute sort of decision. Me getting impulsive. Dang it, why? Even... piece of junk. And now that didn't work right. What? Can't you just snap correctly to the thing? going to use that as a marker to be like, we need to take 30 off this and put it somewhere. So that should hook up all them. That's not important. That's not important. Those aren't important. Those eat 15. $100 ingots. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Those are rods, not. I think I know what we can do. It'll take some finesse, but I think I know what we can do. First, though, I want to get all of these hooked up. Because if these aren't hooked up, I'm going to assume that they're not hooked up to anything, and that's going to be a problem. That is almost everything. What are you three making? Crystal oscillators, which is why we needed the cable, which is why we also needed a quartz crystal and reinforced iron plate. Okay, yep. Sorry, that plant in the distance kind of caught my eye for a moment. Okay, so it would help, wouldn't it, if I had put mergers on this and made it actually that wired in. That. We want up until the second from the last one. And then this. Merger. I'll push this further out because that's going to be dumb. I need to get this. Over to this group of machines. I probably don't need them to run at like 100%, but I'm going to start putting stuff okay, so if I put that in the normal spot, right? That goes in the normal. This is going to hit put a standard splitter there. Followed by a merger. And a smart splitter. Actually, I'm even going to change that. I'm going to make that a smart splitter with forward any, right any, left overflow. And then this is going to have a left overflow. Not terrible. And then I just need to find support structures. That goes all the way over there. That pumps into that, which gives us an overflow of 10. It did the offset again. But that's not supposed to be a perfect value. assume that would work. Serious. You're that. Okay. See, I wanted it to come off to the side so that it would merge at a different angle with the thing. Doesn't really matter where I put the splitter so long as it's got a splitter. That could get a little bit testy, but you know, let's try to squeeze that a little bit closer in on the conveyor line there. I don't even care that that ain't perfect. That hooks up. That goes there. That goes like that. that's supposed to go in there. What? Wait, no, not what? Okay, that's... Smart splitter branches off over there. Merger. That hits barely 100. Okay, never mind. Nope, that can... We can, in fact, do it that way. It's a little bit demented, but we can do it that way. And then all I need... those. Yeah, that'll do. That that's not perfect. Those. And there's a bot in the chat. That's great. Okay, and in theory, that's all of the iron taken care of. How much? Okay, we've got 5 machines. They each eat 20 concrete, so that's one. Or no, not. We're not doing concrete, I don't think. Right? No, I would be doing the concrete math because I already got the steel pipes wired. Because these should be them. Yep. So those... I think I even took over some iron plates to our machine in the distance. So one of our last big hurdles is getting... One of our last big hurdles is getting the oil over here. first... We need a cable, reinforced plate, quartz crystal. Not actually sure if we have enough reinforced iron plate, because that's going to eat about 7.5. So these are 5 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 5 is 40. They go over this way, and get sucked into whatever machines are over here. 3, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. I might actually have enough. I just need to very casually throw a splitter there. That over to here. See, that's off center too. Is that off center? Is that why it's... No, that looks straight. And that's over there. That's fairly simple. So that's your reinforced plate. And ironically, here's our quartz. these are making exactly 3 crystal oscillators, which are going to go... I fucking forget where. It's got to be a manufacturer, right? How many manufacturers? Let's get all 4. Let's get 3. Is it these? No. What do I need? I know I needed crystal oscillators for something. Screenshots. This folder got a lot bigger because I started making a thing. Oop, here it is. Well, not here, but like close enough. Crystal oscillators, oscillators, oscillators. Aha! Oscillators go into an assembler that makes the original nuclear fuel rods. Probably that one or that one. Yeah, oscillators. And I'm pretty sure we still have to hook up rotors. I think we've got uranium in and control rods in. So 4 times 0.6 would be 2.4. So these are eating 3 exactly. So I need to get the crystal oscillators to the side of the platform over here. And we haven't even really finished making them, but we can get the cable hooked up easy enough. get that way the fuck over there. I've got a plan. It is more than a little bit stupid. Currently thinking of okay, if the belt's too long, what if I it's too long by a fraction? Are you kidding me? Okay, got that to work. Leave it just like so. You freaking annoying little piece of shit. That's going the wrong direction. But hey, good concept. Okay, so that hooks up to there, that goes over there. weaves all the fucking way around. I'm not even really sure where the intakes are. Find out. We're right here. And that hooks the crystal oscillators in. Now we just need to wire up the cable. Honestly, getting the cable up and running is like the easiest thing. And then we're actually going to end up needing probably like probably 2 pipes for concrete. One that's going to be a Mark II and one that's going to be just a regular Mark 1. But yeah, no, this should be all very straightforward. And then just because I feel like being a dick right now. Pretty? No. Effective? Yes. This stream is going to end up being titled something like "Insanity has been achieved" in the VOD. Oh, that didn't work out. Okay, so that eats 15, puts out 30. Eats 30, puts out 30, so it powers 2 of those. Those put out 30, this eats 60, that powers 30. Okay, so everything's good so far. That. And then those. And then the last thing these need. Okay, yep. Are the cable. Holy shit, are we gonna be like done with this floor except for some of like the refinery inputs and outputs? Cause like that's kind of scary. Not gonna lie. That means we're getting really close to powering this sucker up, and not gonna lie, absolutely terrified. Like, just so we're clear, if things go horribly wrong here, we're boned. Absolutely boned. I never actually hooked up the quartz. That would have been dumb. Much better. Quartz is hooked up. I built it the wrong way. Is any of this pretty? Hell no. Is it functional? Possibly. And the scary thing is that we're basically on the top layer now. Which means that I really do need to get oil over here. And I need 300 oil, which should be easy enough. Let me just get my jetpack because I am not doing this with a hover pack. So obviously we need bauxite. That's going to be one of the things that we need to grab. We also need to grab oil from way the fuck out here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Maybe we should do this with the hover pack. Stretching it just about as long as it can. Okay. This is totally not going to freak me out. There's totally not going to be spiders down there. This is fine. I want here north. We can go from here. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Kaboom! Problem eliminated. Lizard doggo! Okay, production. What do we got here? Resource well potential. Only 180 cubic meters. What the? Really? This is a sad well. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So all 6 of these are only producing 30 per minute? Good God. So we can get up to 360. We can hit 450 with this, I believe. Target production 450. And even that. Sorry, I'm very like OCD about how I want these, and that was not in line with how I wanted them. Why do you have so much trouble? This fucking thing. So I put you there. And now I put a wall support there. Good fucking enough. That looks terrible. Okay, and then, in theory, I just need the one pump. And these have how much lift? 50 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's about 40. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's about another 40. That's another 40. I don't even care at that point. I'll buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the way that filled up makes me believe that we are A-okay on that. And I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to clear it. Clear the to-do list. And that is finally off our screen after God knows how long. One, two, three, four, 5. We need to make foundations all the way to the thing, don't we? Fuck. On the bright side, if we do have to go back to the main base, I can get the final pieces for the space elevator, minus the nuclear pasta, because we have not even started that. Oh. I built the infrastructure for it. I don't have anything wired up. Because I want want to do that on stream. I have not yet reached main base levels of frustrated with that. So usually I stream for 2 hours, so I should be going off soon. However, today I do have today off, so I can go a little bit longer. And I might use that time to really try to get things operational. We are going to have to go back though. I'm going to put up the infrastructure that I can, but I am going to have to make a break for the main base because we are running out of iron plates, which we need for the stackable pipeline stuff. Doink. 2, 3, 4, doink. 2, shit. 3, 4. Ah, I'm one off. Puts that in a bit of a weird spot. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. I'll just okay, so that's not going anywhere. We can try to get that done. That's not going to go anywhere. That's not going to go anywhere. How about the rotors? Rotors will go. That'll go. That. Okay. We are getting very near what it takes to fire up the nuclear power plant. I'm also like getting an idea. I remember quite a few streams ago, I was talking about how I wanted to make a backup power plant. Like if for some reason everything fails, if everything shuts down, we need a way to power up the base again. And obviously I was talking about like getting the geothermal power on its own circuit and using that as like a means to jumpstart coal production, use coal production or some variation of like fuel production in order to get nuclear generators back up and running. Part of me was thinking, like, what if I just make a giant bank of fluids, fluid cells, the industrial fluid buffers, and fill those either with, like, we can research rocket fuel eventually. I would need to get some hard drives, but we can research that. We can do that, and we can make industrial fluid buffers of those, or I can make like a massive bank of industrial resource buffers full of concrete, industrial fluid buffers full of water, and just mass produce, or just mass stockpile everything needed for coal power. Jump up here real quick. I wanted to go down below because that's where all our stuff is. Grab that. Grab that. Okay, that's our last 100. I need the turbo things. Nope, that's the other thing. Which means that the one I want is over here. And then the only thing we have left to produce is nuclear pasta. And nuclear pasta is going to be one of the worst things to produce because I have to wire up all of this. All of this needs to be wired together. Which, considering the mess we're going through just to make nuclear power, this isn't really all that much. Problem being, the thing I'm standing on, the particle accelerators, they are an absolute power hog, and I do not want to overload our current system. Like, the factory is pushing the system to the limit. Or rather, it's getting us like 75-ish% of the way there. So I don't want to go the other 25. Okay. So, stuff that I am going to need. Okay, we got plenty of copper sheet, we got plenty of plastic. We're probably going to need more. I'll grab... Well, actually, no, I think we've got plenty of copper and plastic, because we still have 3 stacks of each. Granted, they're not 3 complete stacks, but we still have 3 stacks of each. Where's our quick wire? Okay, our quick wire is currently getting completely eaten. That's fine. Cable. We still got plenty of room to eat cable. So I would need... Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. In theory, that should be plenty. I'll grab that because I know I can compress a bunch of the iron plates in our portable personal interdimensional storage. So I'm going to work on doing that. We don't have any alclad sheeting left. I don't know if we have... I don't know if we've wired up our storage for that. No, we haven't. That's still up top. One, two, three, four, 5, 2, 3. We might need even more than that, but I'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, we should be pretty decent on supplies. And now that we've built the wall column in the distance, you can even see it rising up from that well. I honestly thought that was going to produce quite a bit more than 180. Quite a bit more than 180 oil. I vastly overestimated how quickly this was going to regen. Project Assembly in all of its glory. So I'll wire the oil over, and then I'll work on getting the top floor top floor built. But the top floor itself should be almost entirely to do with batteries. So we should actually be in a pretty good spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doink. Hey, happy coincidence. Hey man, let play on stream tomorrow. That sounds exactly like something a bot would say. Yep, there's another bot in chat. Hang on. Get the fuck out. Shkadonk. Shkadonk. Bad bots. This button. Put that there. And we're going to run the oil along here. That actually kind of works. You fucking bastard. Now, in theory, that actually really does not need to be a Mark II pump because we're only taking in 300 oil. But I'm not dealing with stuff that I'm probably going to regret later, so I'm just going to leave it as Mark II. You mean the pipe is too long? Wasn't too long half a second ago. Okay. What if I do... Ha ha ha! This is why I was vaguely concerned. You think you've got enough stuff, and then you realize, I'm needing like 30 a pop. And suddenly you're not so confident anymore. But that does complete the oil pipeline. We did run a bit ahead of it. But it shouldn't take terribly long for the oil to get here. Assuming everything's connected correctly. Come on. Show me some motion. Oil. We got oil. The pipes are moving. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh yeah. And then we get the oil in there. And this is still lower than everything else, so it should be all set. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Pet coke and concrete lost. Okay, so we've already got a lot of the fluids wired up. So heavy oil residue. Where in the world does goes this way? Crude oil into heavy and polymer. What was I making polymer for? Was it this? What's this? It's deuterium. Heavy. Some of the copper. Does I even need polymer? I'm gonna pull up this screenshot, see where this goes. Petroleum coke. That's definitely the wrong thing. That doesn't need any. Okay, that's where we get all of our petroleum coke. But I don't think we really need the resin. Yeah, the pet coke. that's not for that. Polymer resin into plastic for the batteries. I did the calculation on that wrong, so we need 540 polymer resin. $130 times 5. Ooh, that's $650. Ooh. Okay, so we are making enough polymer resin to generate the plastic for the batteries. But I never made the refineries that are going to turn it into... Okay. Do. Production, refinery. I'm gonna spin it that way. Okay, so I'm making residual plastic. And I said we're making 650? This can't be... Never mind. We got the... Never mind. We've got the thing, I'm just dumb. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 540 polymer resin, making 180 plastic. Plastic is more than enough for that. So, okay, we can just wire the extra into an awesome sink. Okay, so... Step one, let's get this over to the other refineries. Oop, that's the wrong one. That was almost a major mistake. But still a very easy thing to get it over here. Probably shouldn't say it's very easy, but it is a simple enough objective. I'm going to try to get here. Wanted to give that some breathing room, so yeah, it does end up snaking a little bit, but it's fine. We might have to actually do this the other way. I had hoped to avoid trying to stack things weirdly, but it is what it is. all of that. Let's wire it into here. This becomes plastic. We've got to wire the plastic into here for batteries. Going to have at least the one. What are you doing? Right, I was going to wire in the pet coke at one point. Both of those in the wrong spot. That's great. Yeah, that'll do. It's not the prettiest, but it'll do. does all that. This needs 200 bauxite. And I know for a fact that's not all the bauxite we need. So we need a total of 800 bauxite. I want to go and get that so that we can at least say we've got that up and running. A belt of 6 and a belt of 2. Honestly, probably could go with just one 780 belt, and that might be enough considering our production methods. But I'm not about to underestimate our needs. Saved it. 240 plus 120. Shit, that's 360. And I said we needed 800. So we've got 2 left over. Crank that up, so that's got 300 now. That puts us at 780. Okay. I need to get a power cable. Invalid aim location. Okay. This is the one doing 600 a minute. So I'm going to take this one first. I feel like I'm racing the clock here. I know I'm going to lose, but I still feel like I'm racing the clock. it possible for me to squeeze it up through here? Or is that a little bit too ambitious? Oh no, that's entirely doable. So far, so good. That's going to mess it up, isn't it? Ow! Fucking angry thing. What if I... What if I... That there, and I do that. Ha ha ha! Might make things a little bit interesting in the future, but for now it works just fine. And that's really as far as it needs to go. And I can just yoink it over over here. There. And then, so that it minimizes distance, we'll do it like that, so that way when we make another belt come over the top, it doesn't cut off. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And then we just backtrack, do a little bit of extra connecting, and we should be good. And we're already running out of the alclad sheets that we grabbed back at the base. I think we grabbed alclad sheets. Didn't we grab alclad sheets? But doing this does power up half of our aluminum production, and I'm going to end up calling it here because we've been going for 3 hours and I really need to get going. So we are on Babylon Stream 65. Game saved. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, plan for the week. Actually, I'm going to go over quite a bit of stuff here. So, Thursday morning, 8 a.m. We're going to be live at our usual time. Probably doing some Witcher 3. Going to meet up with Yennefer. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. End of the game, meeting up with Yennefer to do some lodge stuff. Next week, Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. as per usual. The week after that, we should also be live Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. as per usual. I haven't seen anything yet to determine against that. But I believe it's the week starting the 17th. I believe I'm on vacation that week. Now, if everything goes according to schedule, tonight or later this week, I should be able to finish up Sea of Thieves' season pass, the Plunder Pass. And then by the 17th, Skull and Bones will be starting a new season, I believe. I think the current season ends in 2 weeks. So we might just be starting it on the 19th or soon thereafter. Today, Elite Dangerous should be airing the links, not Pathfinder. The personnel carrier, the passenger liner. I forget what it is. The links. It's airing the links. That's for free. As I mentioned, last night I got to the starting point for the Daedalus archive. So, got to go through those 1,000 stars. It's going to take me the better part of a year, but actually it's probably going to take me more than a year, but I'll get there eventually. And the payout will be monstrous. When it gets to be my week off, I'm not sure what we're going to end up doing. Satisfactory, obvious choice. Probably some Hunter Call the Wild. I don't think we'll do any Elite Dangerous because that's going to be just hopping through stars. I haven't had any word yet on when Minecraft is doing their sulfur update or when Subnautica 2 is coming out. So unfortunately we can't really do those. I don't know, we'll end up seeing how things go, but yeah, for the next couple weeks it should be Monday and Tuesday, or not Monday and Tuesday. Brain. It should be Tuesday, Thursday, as per usual, at 8 a.m. Probably do a bunch of Witcher 3 stuff. So, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Catch you in the next one. Ciao.